Potato.
Indeed, potato. Hey, so this is the Duff Pickem AllStars 2023 Week 4 for the NFL Pick'ems. Up there is Skinnnns to my right, Icehouse to my left. Up at the top there, Groady to the upper right, Commish in the upper left. I'm your host, the Orange Peanut. We're here to talk to you about NFL Pick'em, both within our league, which deals with players, as well as the Pick'ems throughout the week. May help you win some money, may help you not lose money, which I guess are both the same thing for this year. Let's start off with League Pick'em from last week. As usual, stats brought to us by the Commish. Commish, what happened last week?
Johnny, you sure you want to do this?
I do. I see what happened.
You could just skip this part if you really
No,
wanted to.
nope. I deserve it. That deserves to be shown.
So
Oh God, there's
last
a
week in
gap.
Pick'em, which I mean, you're second to last. Thankfully, they put Dave below you. They're
Oh,
like, no,
that's good.
he made 0 picks, but his is still worse than you, even though he won his week. Yeah, we haven't been doing hot in Pick'em at all. It's actually been hot garbage. I think week one did we have 3-point winner, and week 2, oh no, there was a 5. Yeah, all right. John, you did. Oh well, yeah. From the glory of being almost perfect to the I didn't get a single one right, John.
Not a single
Boss led the
one.
week with 3. Everybody else except for John had 2, and John got them all wrong. Um, Had John just bet against himself, he would have at least gotten 1 point, and we all would have gotten auto draft AllStars right. Boss was the only one who got Groady right betting against himself. We all got Blavender and Eric wrong. Stan was the only one who bet on himself, which I'm kind of mad at myself. I had forgotten that I had dropped a player preemptively, and before I went to bed, I was thinking, oh, fuck it, I should put in a waiver claim on a defense. And then I didn't because I was like, I don't want to have to sit here and think about which player. Yeah, I woke up in the morning and I'm like, it just says, oh, you can just add a defense. I'm like, I'm like, oh, you idiot. Because I would have put in for New England. Yeah. You grabbed it about 20 minutes before I woke up. I saw the text.
You saw that?
So
I was in
but
the
the sadder
Cleveland
part is,
Hopkins airport at that point.
so so on the season for League Pick'em, we have a 3-way tie at the top with Boss, Stan, and JD all at 8 points. Myself and Kevin each have 7, and Tommy has decided he doesn't want to play League Pick'em anymore. 2 weeks is good enough. He's at 1 point.
Wow.
Well, at least he's the rest of the league. That's all that matters.
Yes, that's true. 1 whole point. Congratulations.
That's 1 more point than the other 6 people will have all season.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, more than likely.
John, Tammy.
Very good. Let's start with the first game here. A game of brotherly love. Meerscat Industries versus Groady Gloater. We're gonna have Icehouse actually. Or no, this is can't go Groady, can't go Commish. It comes to me first here actually. So all right, we got Dak Prescott versus Jared Goff. It's looking pretty. Jared Goff, I normally don't have faith in, but this is a Green Bay Detroit game. I think he's going to get more than that in this game in particular. I think Prescott going against a weak New England defense might also get more. So we put advantage more on the Meerscat. We've got Chase versus Smith. Chase proving he can do his stuff, and it's Tennessee. And then, the hapless, terrible Washington team. My gosh, yeah, those two probably will get their points for that. I just want to make sure I rub it in a little bit with Skinnnns up there. He's a big fan of his Washington Manders. Keenan Allen, hell of a game last week. Mike Evans having hell of a game. I think they'll both get more than that in points. Bijan versus Kenneth Walker, both excellent picks. Williams Pollard, both excellent picks. Tight ends, I like Ingram more than Kittle. And I think he's just done a little bit more over the season for the most part. But Kittle is not a bad bet at all to be able to have there. Both two of them good points with this. ETN versus Pickens. Pickens been doing a thing, and it's hapless Houston versus ETN. And somehow Atlanta's defense was holding people pretty well the last time. Oh, it's Dicker the kicker. Ooh. That is versus Sanders. I do like Dicker the kicker. I like how there's a slight point differential. Someone is calculating something based on where those kickers are. I do like that. Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. There are a lot of these that are just in the slightest and, in my opinion, good favor of the commish for this, which is why there's a large point differential, 20 points here. I'm going to lean commish with this one here. I think Keenan Allen is about to have a very good day again against the lowly Las Vegas defense. Let's see. We got no sippies. Icehouse, what's your thoughts?
Just want to point out that Jason Sanders converted 10 of 10 for extra points last week.
Wow.
It's fucking impressive, man.
Yeah.
A good kicker.
Today's NFL, when you get a kick from where you do, it's like, nothing's a gimme. 10 for 10, baby, in one game. It's outstanding.
Unbelievable.
I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I can see either side blowing it up. I gotta lean on this one though.
You're leaning Joe on this one here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Joe, but I think I wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way.
Interesting. All right, it's 2 for the commish. Skinns, your thoughts?
I'm going to vote Groady.
Ooh.
I think Ingram has had 5, 8, and 8 targets each game. And I think Zay Jones is still out, so that'll help. I like the running back matchups he has. I mean, Joe's not bad either, but New England's a little tough. Jacksonville's a little tough. I'll cover later. And the wide receivers, yeah, Keenan could outscore, but I like Goff. I'm going to go Groady.
You gotta go Groady with that. All right. 2 for 1, 2 versus 1. Groady, what's your thought?
I mean, Stan was had me convinced to pick myself. If I even if I get Saquon Barkley, which I'd put him in the flex over Pickens.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's only gonna that would bring me within 12. I think it'll give me 7 more points because right now I'm a 19-point underdog.
wow, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wow, you're picking me. That's great. Yeah, I would need everybody to like double their points in order to win. So like Golf's got to get 40, Chase is going to get 32. Like everybody's got to
Hey,
double.
it happened
that
for
would be
Skinn last week.
The only thing I can say that I like, the one thing that's why what Stan said, it's the only thing I really have going for me is that with Williams going up against the Bears rush defense, which doesn't exist, like this might actually be his first good game. So, which I'll get into more of that when I discuss the Bears Broncos. But yeah, right now I'm picking the commish. I think unfortunately it's gonna be a tough one for me to overcome.
Going commish, and then commish, what are your thoughts?
He says, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah. Hey, look, it's the commish's biggest fan. Oh, there he is. Commish.
Yeah, sorry, had to get the dogs inside. I don't know. With Williams out, Keenan Allen's probably gonna, do his best against a terrible Vegas defense. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep going with my stuff until I get on a losing streak, and then I'll start betting against myself.
I like it. I do like that. All right. We lost your camera, by the way, commish. I don't know where it went, but come back. We miss you.
Oh.
Go back to, okay, let's go to week
Weird.
4. All right. We've got 7-1 versus auto draft. This is going to go up to Groady to talk about here. Groady, what do you know about 7-1 versus auto draft? The first place in our division, auto draft AllStars. Yeah. I let that
versus
happen.
Last place 7-1.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, not to say like it's kind of a wash, but I think if there's somebody who's going to get more points QB wise, it'd probably be Jackson. I think Purdy probably might get to his just because against Arizona they'll probably be up, so they'll be running it. So I can definitely see Christian McCaffrey's number improving, which is good for auto draft. That's good. He's got Quiet Edwards-Helaire, which I think he'll probably replace with Breece Hall going up against Kansas City instead of him. I mean, I don't know if they'll get to him. I definitely I don't like his White for Tampa Bay going up against New Orleans. Very good run defense. Henry has done nothing all year, which sucks. And Cincinnati defense was outstanding last night against the Rams. So I don't have really much hope for him against them. Swift, though, I mean, he has been crushing it. I don't know how good Washington's rush defense has been, but he's been crushing it. I mean, I think for most of that game against the Bucs, he was averaging almost 10 yards a carry. So, and then I don't like Gibson, but I don't have anybody else they could put in. Not really. I like his defense. I also like auto drafts. And I will say the one thing that Commish always says: pick them until they lose. Bates is 3-0. Tony's 0-3. I gotta go with Bates. He's 3-0. He has lost.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool.
All right.
And JV, I'm gonna beat you to the punch. I also know the reason why I had to pick Bates is because he's got a feeling.
He's got to feel it. That's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. Commish, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Andrew on this one. Keep picking him until he loses.
Yeah. Boy, Henry doing so bad that totally surprises me. One of the president. Although I do think Lamar Jackson will normally do okay throughout the year. And the Cleveland's defense has been doing a thing. I say Lamar Jackson may get that at the most with the Brock Purdy last week, Bates. You and your damn walleye, by the way. Thanks a lot. Your Purdy McCaffrey combination just murdered me. It was a beautiful combo. I'm picking Bates for this. Icehouse.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that his team is, I'll take him. I mean, it doesn't his explanation in my mind, but working. So hey,
All right. So 4 picks for Bates, and it's down to the contrarian. Skinns, what do you say?
Going contrarian. just like his matchups better. I'm not a fan of Gibson. Maybe he'll make a move and get rid of that. But yeah, Gibson, that projection I think is higher than all his games. Oh, he has one 6.25 game. So
crushing it.
Yeah.
So you're going 7. You're going 7-1.
Yep, 7-1 for his first win of the year.
Wow. All right. I like it there. Who knows? Stuff could happen with that. Okay. Let's see. Next one we've got here is Commish is going to cover 1 and 2 Black Lavender against 1 and 2 Sippy Cup Power. What do you see with this one here, Commish?
I love a couple of juggernauts. And brothers, no less. Brothers. It's a
it is.
rivalry
It's
week,
another
so,
brotherly
it's a battle
love.
I'm pretty sure I listed this as the Robinson brothers. Well, you got Patrick Mahomes against the Jets versus Love against the Lions. I think Love only benefited last week because of Derek Carr's injury. Otherwise, I don't think he gets those numbers at all. You got Lamb and Sutton against Brown and Christian Kirk. Give me Brown to beat both those guys. Moss and Kamara, finally he's back in. His suspension is over. Going up against Tampa is probably not a good call. Versus Colonel Sanders and Williams. Oof. I don't know who to favor in that. Okenkwo versus Hawkinson. Hawkinson, why don't you drop some more passes, you jackass? I mean, admittedly, we'll get obviously later in Pick'em about how I should have just stuck with the Chargers, but if he didn't bring Stone Hands to work, he'd have got me my max points. But So he's on the hot seat. But he is a better, I think, tight end and in a better position because Tennessee's a mess. Then you've got Connor going up against San Francisco and Stevenson going up against Dallas. If there was any weakness that Arizona exploited in Dallas, you can bet your ass that Bill Belichick is going to, continue to exploit that in his game against them. You got your kickers, McManus against Myers. They'll probably both be seeing some, field goal attempts. And then you got New Orleans and Miami as your defenses. I don't know that I would keep Miami's defense in against Buffalo. Obviously, I'll get to that later and pick them. New Orleans against Tampa Bay. I don't know. Baker Mayfield is human after all, so that might not be a terrible matchup. 1 and 2, 9th and 11th. Where the hell is my? Yeah. Oh fuck! I don't have it. I can't think. Oh no, here it is. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Let's see who has. No, I don't have that. All right, fuck it. You know what? I'll take Tommy. What the hell?
Taking Sippy for that one there, and I will join him on the Sippy train. I agree. Hawkinson, great tight end. I think the Love Green Bay Detroit thing is going to be a bigger game or like a big game, and then I like the AJ Brown wide receiver. So I'm also on Sippy's side here. Icehouse.
Yeah, I'm going with Blavender on this one.
Oh, why is that?
I think Kamara coming back, he's going to do a good chunk of change with Jamal Williams on the IR. So he's got fresh legs. So
it is nice that he can just like.
CeeDee Lamb's going to break out. Cortland Sutton's got to do something against the Bears because everyone does something against the Bears.
Yeah.
So, it's like, it all looks too good. And New Orleans D against Tampa ain't that bad.
Feel you on that one. It's nice to just have a free running back just kind of pop into existence for that. So that's real nice for Blavender with that. Skinnnns, your thoughts?
I'm going Blavender too. Not too many matchups stand out to me. But I think this one I think will be a close game. I don't see anyone really blowing up.
Right there.
Yeah.
So two for two on this one here. Groady, you're the tiebreaker.
I'm picking the older brother and Tommy Robinson. The main reason why is because you guys gotta remember Dallas is going up against New England. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, who else does Dak Prescott have to throw to? And they're not on Desmond's team because Zay Gonzalez, or I think it's Zay Gonzalez, I know the last name is Gonzalez, has faced some tough wide receivers, and he's only allowed 36 receiving yards. So he'll be all over CeeDee Lamb. So I don't see those points. So Bill Belichick does a great job of taking away the one weapon you want. And in the passing game, that's CeeDee Lamb. So
I like it. All right.
Well, they got Brandon Cooks, who's as underrated as anybody.
Yeah, but you'd rather Brandon Cooks beat you than CeeDee Lamb. So Bill Belichick will take away CeeDee Lamb and then force Dak Prescott to try to force things to Cooks.
Yeah.
Michael Gallup's there too. I don't know. I mean, I'm just,
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So,
yeah, doesn't have any of them.
Last year where they had Darnell Mooney and then nobody. It's like they got people that can catch the ball. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
The B-Lab doesn't have them.
Yeah. Icehouse can't do himself, so we're going to go down to Skinnnns. We got the 1 and 2 Sick Erat Scriptum versus 1 and 2 Icehouse for life. What do you know about this game? What are your thoughts?
Off the top of my head, my first question is, I know I've looked it up before, but what is Sick Erat Scriptum mean? Thus it was written. So now we all know. Thus it was written.
I think Eric was trying to be funny and he failed.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
He should have stuck with his original team name. Mishka's hand mammogram.
Yeah, the Miska's hand
I
mammogram.
always loved that. I was like,
He
oh,
knows
man,
we're all
fucking
avid
amazing.
Latin lovers, so it's shocking that none of us paid attention in Latin class.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
You. All right. Cousins versus Carolina. And Allen versus Miami. That could turn into a shootout. So definitely. Excuse me.
Never discount the garbage time king.
And then, I did. Chris had him, and he put up a 30 burger on me against the Eagles when he was at probably like 3 points in the third quarter.
And he backcovered against the Eagles too, Stan. Like I said, he
Yeah, he did. That's right. And then on the other hand, Eric also has Tyreek Hill in that game against Josh Allen. So if that game blows up, Eric should get a good chunk of those points. Chris, you got Diggs too. Okay. We'll call that close to a wash. Still edge to Eric. Calvin Ridley versus Tutu Atwell. And Atwell has put up double-digit points every week. Ridley, I don't think so. I think he got blanked one. Or he's had a couple slow weeks.
Oh.
So surprisingly, beginning of the year, I would have said Ridley by a mile. Jahmyr Gibbs, I like that. Najee Harris has been pretty poopy. Brian Robinson against the Eagles is a tough matchup, but so is Gus Edwards.
The Gus
Hunter Henry against Dallas. And Kyle Pitts, who's been poopy. Edge Henry. Mixon in the flex versus Godwin in the flex. Godwin has been pretty weak sauce all year. 6, 7, and 7 points. So we'll go edge to Chris there. Kickers, Carlson versus Tucker. But Carlson playing at LA Chargers. Tucker at Cleveland. And then Tennessee's defense versus Cincinnati. That will have to change.
Just tell me what to do with my team.
Dallas versus New England. That could be okay. That's certainly not worth changing. Dropping a guy. Man, I like that Josh Allen Tyreek Hill that Eric has to start with. But Chris has GTK and Diggs also. Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Robinson. Ooh, I'm leaning a close matchup. You know, going with the underdog. Sorry, brother.
Oh.
I think I'm the underdog.
I think, that is. Yeah, that is Icehouse.
Yeah, never mind. I just assumed Eric was since he's on the left. I'm going with Eric. Sorry.
I don't care if you don't, if you pick me or not.
I just assumed the favorite would be on the left. Somehow we do home and away in fantasy football.
Indeed. All right, so that's one for Eric is what you're putting it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Groady.
Well, I'm thinking Eric because he's probably going to bench Godwin for Jones, who might play on Thursday. If he doesn't, then we still might lead Eric. But if Jones plays, I definitely am picking Eric for sure.
All right, so 2 for Eric on that one there. Commish.
Yeah, I'll go with Eric. What the hell?
Eric with that one there. I will lean Icehouse for 2 reasons. Number one, I love the Commish's stats on underdogs. The underdogs are a relevant thing in a lot of the games here. I don't have any as of right now. Number 2, I do believe in the garbage time king. I think that no matter what he plays, then you just wait for that fourth quarter and shabam, let all the points come in. So I'm on Icehouse's side here. Icehouse?
Well, I don't bet him. I never pick myself, so I'm taking Eric.
Okay.
I would like to say I think Kirk Cousins had like 14 yards in the first quarter last game. So it's like never give up on that man.
That's true.
I saw it, I'm like, God damn it, Kirk Cousins, you piece of shit. You do what you do. And then he ends up throwing 367 and 3. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense what he does, but he does it every time. So
Yeah.
you never give up on him.
JB, the underdogs I never keep track of in our league, so
Oh yeah. At the same time, though, I do feel that like they do tend to show up from time to time, and I'm willing to.
and the underdogs in fantasy versus like actual pick'em, it's a completely different animal.
Oh yeah.
Like completely different. They kept Stan as an underdog, even though before the start of the games he had projected more points than I did. So
That's interesting.
don't know when the cutoff is, but it's clearly
Yeah. Yeah.
before the Thursday games and before fucking waiver claims.
Yeah.
And don't forget, I have the #1 waiver pick. So
Exciting.
on why?
That is
Oh
exciting.
yeah, congratulations picking up what? A-Chain?
Pick up whoever I want.
He came
Yeah,
out today. He came out today. It is
Who else are you
A-Chan.
gonna pick up?
It is A-Chan.
I need a defense, so
Yeah. I doubt
Chris,
you're
you
letting
got the
that
number one. There's no point in not throwing it out there who you're getting.
maybe I'm not getting anybody.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
There's still 6 people who aren't listening, 7 people who aren't listening in the league
There you go. See,
who may still put claims in on whoever it is you're getting. A-Chain.
This is true. Go for the.
I'm just going to put in all my claims on defenses because he said he needed defense. So I'm just going to add drop defense.
Nice.
5 defenses on my team.
seriously, there's move money involved at some point.
I don't care.
There's
But-
I'm going to pick up a defense instead of this running back. So yeah, defenses now after you pick up that running back.
Who's number 2? Let's see. Oh, you're number 2. All right. Well,
Oh, battle is on.
you use your number 2 claim on defense.
Yep. I'll use all the rest of it on defense.
To the back of the order.
All right, Icehouse. We go back up to you. You get the orange peanut against It's Science. Battle of the 2-1s.
Well, let's see here. No. It's Christ. Barry and Pickett Justin Fields. Disaster.
Hey, this will be his only good game.
Might get 20, which you could probably get from 10 other quarterbacks that have been on waivers the entire season. Thank God. Am I correct in that he took Fields over Josh Allen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was wondering who did that. I was like, I remember some idiot took Justin Fields when Josh Allen was available.
Gosh.
Fuck. I mean, I'm almost forced to pick John just on, based on that alone, but let's run down the list.
Yeah, but I say don't do that. Yeah, there's reasons to pick Science.
I mean, obviously Hurts is a no-brainer. Hurts versus Allen would have been a pick, but Jefferson obviously going to take be better than Lockett. Is it Nakua? How they say it is Nakua?
Nakua, yeah.
Why does he have both with Minnesota wide receiver?
Oh, he finally did that.
He's an idiot.
CBS podcast calls that the friendship strategy when you link your wide receivers.
What else?
But usually that also is not you're not playing them. It's just like a late round wide receiver sleeper that you're pulling in case of injury.
I mean, Gabe Davis should be okay. It might be a shootout, possibly.
Yeah, he can spike.
It's Miami versus Buffalo thing going on here. All right. Most very interesting. Maybe we'll call those even. Ryan. Ugh, Jesus. Anybody against the Bears, I'm hard to argue against. Algier, well, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Not looking
Oh, not
great.
that either.
Fuller hadn't done fuck, so can't do much there. It's kind of leaning Barry. Addison against Dotson. We got Dotson here.
That's it here.
I don't know if it's gonna help, John. Maybe you're right. My God, Barry
Yeah.
might be the pick.
Yeah.
Kickers are. I should probably watch. Then, and I don't know. I really don't want to pick Barry, but damn. We have another quarterback? Wow, that's a bold strategy. A terrible quarterback and then not back it up. Well, right. I will reluctantly pick John.
Oh, oh, really? Oh,
I'm feeling great about it, but
it's fair. No, that is fair. I
can't get
understand.
behind Justin Fields and I mean, no,
Yeah.
fuck it. I'm Barry. Screw you, Jeff.
Ah!
Can't do it. Get P. Ryan against the Bears, and he's got
P.
Kelsey.
Ryan. That's okay.
Hmm.
There,
I don't know. It's like he can't seriously put Justin Fields out there for another week. I mean, the man has to pick up anybody off the waivers.
He can.
Yeah, I'm looking at what QBs are available
Everybody
right
has
now.
got to be available, right? Because there's no bye week.
Oh, even Russell Wilson is outscoring Fields per game.
Oh, ouch. Oh gosh. Okay, so that's one for science on that one. Groady. Or no, sorry, Skinnnns. Skinnnns, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Barry making a couple moves and not being such a homer and sticking with Fields. But I think he'll move Fields. Ideally he'd replace P. Ryan. Montgomery could be healthy and play Thursday, so that could help. Just out of curiosity, Akers did not play last week after getting traded. Yeah, I think Barry can make a couple moves and improve this a little bit more. So I'm going to go with Barry.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's a
I
backup.
got Kelsey matchup too.
Yeah.
You should be able to get two touchdowns in the first half and relax.
All right, back up to Groady.
I'm gonna take a shot on John because his QB and his defense.
The defense, yeah. I really do hope they come through there. Commish?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go with Barry.
Barry in that one. And
Pending any moves that he might make.
I'm going to vote for myself because I am selfish and stupid. Vote for a peanut is a vote for a win.
You're 2-1, so you're right 66% of the time. 9 out of 10 times.
Very true. I think I did the first one, so I'll do the last one here as well. Skinnnns for the wins versus the two kidder quit. Two kidder quitter is 2-1. You're both 2-1. I see you, but him? Okay, well, all right. Herbert versus the Tagovailoa. Those are both great matchups for those guys. Adams, St. Brown, great matchup. Sorry, yeah, the Tua. The Tua. Jerry Jeudy. Skinnnns, you always have that guy. It's like Tommy with Alshon Jeffries.
It's kryptonite. Well, every year he keeps like 3 rounds every year too. So I'm like, okay, this is the year. Andy's cheaper.
I love the Olave matchup there. Even with the changing quarterback, I think that's still good. Madison versus Jacobs. I like Jacobs better. I like Ford better in that one. Mark Andrews, absolutely. Che over whoever Dave, legitimately, has this guy actually done anything? No, he scored you 0.8 points. Would you? I don't care what his bandana looks like, Dave. Got Pacheco versus Wilson. Wilson might do something, but probably not. Not with his current quarterback situation. Wash on the kickers and the defenses. Don't know if I'd play New England. Jacksonville seems like they'd be pretty good. I'd probably play them. So it looks like the Skinns might need to pick up, unless he trusts New England to block against Dallas. But if I were me, I don't think I'd do that. And you both have a Chicago Bears running back on the bench. Huh. I like Skinns for this one right here. I can't believe Dave is 2-1. That's amazing. Groady.
Against Stan.
I'm going Skinns with that one there. Commish.
Skins.
Skinns on that one. Icehouse.
Yeah, I'm taking Stan.
Skinns on there. And Skinns, are you the contrarian at this point?
I always pick myself, but yeah, I'll probably swap that D out or add one just because we got the move money. So I like to try to limit my moves. So like, I might just put up with it and let them play Dallas because after this they got New Orleans, and if it's Jameis Winston, I like New England against Jameis Winston, and the next week they got the Raiders. But then they play Buffalo and Miami, so that's probably the end of
Woody and I are
the
both picking a defense, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Pick up.
I'll wake up at 4:01 a.m.
Like 40 you guys did before me last weekend.
I had a plane. I had to go to the
It's
airport.
4 now, guys. Everyone not named me and Groady is up apparently at 4 in the morning picking up defenses.
An internal clock that can tell when waivers set, and then my
Oh shit!
then I
Well,
go,
the wager's set at 2:36 in the morning, so your alarm should be at 2:37 then.
well, it's internal. I'm still getting used to the season.
Yeah, it's too early.
Uh-huh.
Used to being out on the water.
Bastion.
International waters.
Oh my gosh. That's too good. Currently the Around the Horn scores. You got Skinns with 5 points, Commish with 10 points, Groady 14 points, Icehouse leading the way this week, 21 points so far. We'll see what they can do to make me laugh or say something interesting with that one there. Let's go to regular pro pick'em. Some stuff happened last week. Maybe something good, maybe something bad. Commish will let us in with all the details here. What happened last week, Commish?
It was quite the interesting weekend in Pick'em. We'll get to we'll just run down. Groady won the week with 89 points, followed by myself and JV with 86 points. Tommy right behind both of us with 85. Boss was 73. Eric managed 68, and Stan brought up the rear with 67 points. We had the favorites do really well this week with 11 correct picks versus 5 correct underdog picks. Last season, it took an additional week for the favorites to outscore the underdogs. But even still, all of last year, it happened 4 total times, and it was never above 9 total favorites in a given week. The noon games during this third week had a total of 6 favorites out of 9 possible games, which was a nice surprise given that the two previous weeks, noon games were rocking 50% favorites being the winners. The script was flipped in the night game category as the Thursday and Monday night favorites finally were the correct pick, while the Sunday night favorite was wrong for the first time this season. Everybody got Miami and New England correct. At the same time, we were all wrong about Dallas. Shame on us for believing in them. Is this how it feels to be a Cowboys fan?
Yes.
JV was the only one that got Indy correct, while Groady put his faith in Carolina and was the only one to get that one wrong. Same with Stan and Tampa Bay. On the season as it stands, Tommy's in the lead with 238 points, followed by Groady with 236, then myself with 210, Boss with 198, Dan with 193, JV with 147, and Eric with 117. I should note for the games last week, the one game I am upset with myself about, I did change the pick. I had originally selected the Chargers, then I when the spreads were final on Thursday, I went with Minnesota. That one was not upsetting to me, but really just sort of like, I guess I should have stuck with my original gut call. As far as any surprises that I saw this weekend, nothing really surprised me.
Nothing, really.
Cardinals.
No, 12.5 point spread. That's why I put 1 point on those games because I don't have
Sure.
faith in.
Yeah, I guess maybe not the spread, but them winning outright was.
Well, I guess the win. Yeah, the win was definitely a surprise. Yeah, but
yeah, that was. Oh, well, raise the glasses up though to sneaking in at the very last minute with the last win there. Groady win with the week there. What about you, Groady? Any games that surprised you that you thought was interesting?
I knew the Raiders were bad, but I didn't think they were that bad because I thought Pittsburgh was a lot worse. And then after watching that game and realizing how bad the Raiders are, like, it's sad to say that Jimmy G is not as good a quarterback as Derek Carr. Because I was really like, shit, I really wish I would have picked Pittsburgh on that one. But I don't know. I just thought the Raiders, due for a win, and Pittsburgh wasn't that great. I mean, even against Cleveland, they didn't look good. So, but yeah, that was the only game that I really feel like I should have changed. It was pretty close with Carolina. They almost until Seattle ended up getting that other touchdown. They almost backdoor covered again. That's the only reason why I picked them because they backdoor covered last week.
That makes sense there. All right. Let's get down to our games that we're talking about. Grody's going to talk about his first of two here. He's got Detroit gunning on over to the Green Bay Packers. What do you know about this game here, Groady?
So yeah, they met at the end of the year last year to Detroit. If Seattle didn't win, had a chance to go to the playoffs. Even with Seattle winning, they still went out and beat the Green Bay Packers at home with Aaron Rodgers there, nonetheless. A funny thing about that game, Aaron Rodgers' last pass as a Packer was an interception. There are 3 other quarterbacks that their last pass for their team was an interception. Anybody know who those are?
Oh, Brett Favre's got to be on there.
Brett Favre is one of them. He did the same thing. His last pass was, I think, for the Packers was an interception.
Oh man, I can't think of. Okay, so I'm going to guess. Not Drew Brees. Tom Brady?
Tom Brady, yes. Tom Brady's last pass as a New England Patriot was an interception. And the last one, I don't think most people will get, but the last one is Matt Ryan. His last pass as an Atlanta Falcon was an interception.
Oh,
yeah, I would have guessed that one.
But yeah, so the Lions, in a sense, to say a moral victory last year, obviously didn't get them in the playoffs. They beat the Packers at home. I think right now they are, I think it's 1.5.
Yeah. It is, 1.5 towards the Lions.
Yeah, they're favored by 1.5. Clearly against a good team in the Saints. The Packers were almost useless only because Derek Carr went down. Did they even have a chance to get back in that game? The Lions are just firing on all cylinders right now. So I'm, with it as being as low a spread as it is, I'm going to hopefully start the week off hot. I got 16 points, my max points on the Lions to beat Green Bay.
Max points on the Lions. Do-do-do-do. I love that one there. I do love that one. Commish, what do you think of max points on the Lions?
Load. Come on. I also have max points on the Lions.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty basic with that one there. I am going to be joining you on the Lions, but I have max points reserved for someone else here. I still think it's going to be good. Great stats with that. 12 points on Detroit for me. Icehouse?
I haven't really put too much thought into this game, but knowing that everyone's going max points in the Lions, I almost feel like I'm on max points Green Bay.
Whoa!
Just so I could gain a huge edge right off the bat. But,
it is at Green Bay. It is at Green Bay.
I mean,
it's meaningless to me. They were down 17-0 against New Orleans at Green Bay.
Well, yeah, but they're still. It's just. it's always been to me one of those stadiums where some cheese, like not like it seems like the crowd goes a lot in favorite with their home team in that stadium. It's a stadium that I think wins more often at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna split the difference and just say Green Bay for 8.
For 8. All right, and Skinnnns.
I think Green Bay is getting let's see, yeah, they're getting 1.5. So I think Green Bay for a close game.
All right, Green Bay for 8, close game. What do you say, Skinnnns?
I'm not sure why the spread flipped from Green Bay to Detroit from 1.5 and then going all the way to the other way. Detroit favored 1.5.
Detroit was always favored 1.5. I don't know what it's been last week and this week. The spreads have not been accurately entered.
Oh, the team's not been on their right. Okay.
No, they have not been doing. It's been
Maybe
annoying.
just when it's. Oh, it looks like, yeah, if you look at it, all the off ones, anything off, they put the home team first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Yahoo's fucking it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
okay, so it never did flip. It's just always been Detroit. Just for whatever reason, it went off today. I'm guessing maybe Christian Watson might play. So, so that might move it. I think I'll move it 1.5 points. But I like Detroit all year. Green Bay's been coming back. Teams have been letting them back in. I think Detroit's defense is strong enough to hold that off, to hold a late round comeback off. So I'm gonna put 7 on Detroit here.
7 on Detroit. Most of us leaning on Detroit. Boss likes his cheese. All right. Moving on.
It likes cheese. You don't want this cheese.
I guess so. We got the Commish next on here with Miami traveling north to Let's Go Buffalo. What does the Commish know? The Buffalo spread, you got -3 in favor of the Bills. What does he know?
Well, these two teams have played each other a grand total of 119 times, which includes 5 playoff matches. The Dolphins currently lead the series 62-56-1, which may seem like the 6 games is kind of huge, but considering the fact that that was helped by the 1970s when the Dolphins won all 20 matchups that decade. But with the emergence of Josh Allen on the Buffalo Bills, that lead is dwindling as the Miami Dolphins have lost 8 of the last 10 regular season matchups, 9 of the last 10 if you include the postseason, which has been since Josh Allen has been a Buffalo Bill. In games against them, he's averaged 268 yards with almost 3 TDs against them, while only averaging half an interception per game. 2, on the other hand, is 1-4 against the Bills and 0-3 at Buffalo, which was where the game is going to be played this weekend. In those 5 matchups, he's averaging less than 200 yards per game, throwing for a total of 4 TDs and being picked off a total of 4 times as well. I should note, though, that one of those games he obviously left early, as the total yards for that game was 13 for passing. So my guess is he got injured, as he usually does. The last time Miami won in Buffalo was in 2016. In the 3 victories this season for Miami, they've won by 2-7, and then the monstrous 50-point blowout win last weekend against Denver. Buffalo, on the other hand, lost their first game by 6, but then won each of the last 2 by 28 and 34. Miami's defense has surrendered twice as many points as Buffalo's. I am going to go with Buffalo this weekend, and I've got 13 points on them.
You got 13 points on Buffalo. I do like the way that all of that sounds, in addition to the travel misery that Miami's got to deal with playing in slightly less warm weather. I am also going with Let's Go Buffalo. I'll join 13 points on Let's Go Buffalo. I'm there with you, man. I'm there with you. Icehouse.
I went Buffalo, but I'm just gonna put a deuce on this one. After last week's game, just want to let the smoke clear and let's see what happens.
Right.
I'll take 2 on Buffalo.
Icehouse needs some Tums because he dropped a deuce in Buffalo. Poor guys. Skinnnns, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, all that running the Dolphins did last week might have worn them out. I mean, all those touchdown runs. But on top of that, Buffalo's definitely has, a tough defense. And the Dolphins have only played New England, which they won by 7. That's the only, I'd say, tough defense they played. Not to mention Buffalo's first in interceptions, second in sacks, third in passing yards against per game, second in total yards per game. So their defense has been pretty well, minus that Week 1 debacle where they lost to the Jets. So I think they're getting forward. Yeah, Miami's got to travel to Buffalo. I think Buffalo definitely doesn't want to have any sort of 70 burger dropped on them. So I think they're just going to play super tight. They know they're getting watched all across the country. So I'm going to pop them for 10 points.
10 points. Right there. I love how you keep saying 70 burger. That's such a proper term for a team that scores 70 points in a game. That's just amazing for that. Back up to Groady.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Bills. Obviously, if it stays at 2.5, I definitely like it because last year, to beat the Bills, it was or for the Bills to beat the Dolphins, it was 32-29, so it was a 3-point spread. I think if it pushes higher than 3 points, which I don't see that, but if it did, I leaned out the Dolphins' way, but with it being 2.5, the Bills, I got 13 on it.
13. Oh, we got a lot of 13 on the Bills this week here. All right. Landslide on the Bills. Comes to me next here. I chose the teams that seem to have moved around a lot recently throughout the West. The Los Angeles Chargers, who I believe I did not look this part up. Yeah, they are hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. It is a 5.5 spread in favor of the Chargers. Now Chargers lost Mike Williams to I think it was an ACL injury. So Keenan Allen's been carrying a lot of the wide receiver weight, but look at that Joshua Palmer. Look at that Quentin Johnston. These two are going to be probably having to put up a little bit more numbers here to make the team here. But interesting enough that Justin Herbert is currently threw for 400 yards last week and has each one of his games has passed the ball 40 times or more. So he is throwing the ball a lot. Wide receivers might be worth a possible chance with that one there. You are also talking, though, about two of the worst defenses in the NFL. While the Bears rank down at 32, Vegas ranks down at 30, Chargers down at 29. So there's not a lot of defense stuff happening between these two teams. I do expect the Chargers to kind of come out whipping. I expect the Raiders to also come out kind of attacking, being that they're division rivals for this. Overall, history between the two teams, you've got Raiders hosting most of the lead with this here. They've got the series 68-57 with 2 ties. Strangely enough, I didn't know this, that between 2003 and 2009, Raiders could not beat the Chargers at all. Though lately it's just been flip-flopping around all over the place. I didn't actually normally I try to bring in a question of some sort with this one right here in terms of, some stat about the teams, but I honestly couldn't really think about anything just as of yet. So I'll wait to see if something pops up a little bit later for this one right here. I normally, with 84% of people going for the Chargers, I normally am hesitant to go for the Chargers. It just seems like every time I do, I always have something bad happen to me. But I'm going to go strong on the Chargers here. We're going to go 14 points on the Chargers to whip up them Vegas Raiders here. Chargers, don't disappoint me again, please. Icehouse, your thoughts?
The current line is Chargers -6. So, whatever that's worth.
5.5, but it's okay.
Well, I don't know. I got 6 on DraftKings, but the line, if you can buy 5.5, 14. I'm still taking the Chargers. Regardless, they'll get it done, man. Nobody knows what the status of Garoppolo is right now, so.
Oh, he's out. He's got a concussion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Garoppolo's out
Didn't hear
with
that.
concussion.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking Chargers for 10.
I forgot to mention that there. There's where we get some points added in for that one with it there. So how many points on the Chargers for that?
You got this game, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate good knowledge with that there. I did forget to mention that. How many points do you put on the Chargers, Icehouse?
I got 10 on Chargers.
10 on the Chargers for that. Skinnnns, your thoughts?
Yeah, same with you. Every time I pick the Chargers, I feel like they throw up on themselves in the fourth quarter and lose it for me. So,
Except for
but,
last week.
I mean, come on, how can you do it against the Raiders with no Jimmy Garoppolo? If he doesn't play, and this thing still stays under 7. Yeah, I got 15 on the Chargers.
15 on them Chargers for that. All right, up to Groady.
Yeah, I got. As was the only reason why I ended up picking the Chargers because once I found out Jimmy G was out, I was like, oh, 5.5. Like, yeah, give me the Chargers. If Jimmy G plays and it goes high, like I don't know why I would go higher, but somehow it went higher and he was still playing, I'd probably swip to the Raiders. But they said he's got concussion, and the interesting point is he'll be probably most likely starting Brian Hoyer, the Destroyer.
Hoyer the
It's like,
Destroyer.
options
Oh
are
boy.
awful.
Oh boy.
Tim or
Could be Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, they said there's potential to start the rookie, but I think if Josh McDaniels is probably fed up with Hoyer during the game, he'll probably bring him in. But I think it'll be Hoyer, which will be funny.
Destroyer back. Oh, he's playing. Oh, I might have to make him dollar yo. Oh man, bring Hoyer the Destroyer back. No,
that
well,
would be rich.
science
Here's the
might pick him up.
Destroyer. Dollar yo again.
Who would you all rather have? Hoyer the Destroyer against the Chargers or Justin Fields on the Bears going up against oh gosh, who are they going up against?
Barry has
Broncos.
to drop.
Yeah, Broncos. Who would you rather have? Fields against the Broncos or
Barry would have to drop Fields.
which
I mean,
not happening.
so he just in a bubble, John. I think I'd probably take Fields.
Yeah,
take
Fields. I want to say the last year or two, Hoyer got a spot start or two, and I think he just was not the old Destroyer he used to be.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not destroying anything.
I think I'm assuming they just brought him in just for the veteran knowledge to put about in the QB room.
Yeah, for the rookie.
They're saying, what did Tom Brady say to you back in the day? Let us know.
Jimmy Garoppolo was under Tom Brady too.
Oh
Why
my
do you
God,
think
yeah,
he's the? Why do you think he's actually got Super Bowl rings for being the backup QB?
All right, so Groady, you're on the Chargers side, yeah?
Yeah, I got 4 points on it.
4 points on there. Commish?
5 points on the Chargers.
5 points on the Chargers for that. Sippy Cup is not here. We miss you. You were going to talk about the Rams versus Indianapolis here, but we're going to skip you. Go down to Boss for this, who's going to be talking about his Kansas City Chiefs going up to New York to play the Jets for an evening game. Chiefs are currently minus 9.5 favorites on Yahoo. What do you know about this?
I know it's going to be a bloodbath. So to start things off, max points on the Chiefs because yeah. Justin Fields, what did Justin Fields do? Less than 100 yards against the Chiefs of passing.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson in 3 starts has done 157 yards, 170 yards, and 140 yards.
Wow.
It's not great with 4 interceptions to go, and 2 touchdowns in 3 starts. But yeah, this is not going to be great. It's like, just forget about it. Forget about it.
it.
If you're a Jets fan, that's it, man. It's over. I'm max points on the Chiefs. That's it. That's all I can say.
Max points on his Chiefs for that there. Skinnnns, what do you think?
I don't think it'll be quite the blowout people are thinking it's going to be because the Jets held Buffalo to 22. Last week they held New England to 15. Granted, they lost that one, only put up 10 points. But every time Andy Reid has a huge spread, I think it's like a 75% failure rate to cover the big spreads. And the difference between the Bears and the Jets, the Jets actually have a defense. So
It's
I
only
mean, they
double digit spread. Oh,
right 9.5 is close enough. It could end up creeping over 10 by the end of the week. I mean, with all that said, I just don't have much faith in the Jets to do it, so I still pick Kansas City. But I'm gonna go a little low. I think I'll put 6.
6 on Kansas
6
City.
on the Chiefs.
Ah,
But yeah, it won't be no 41-10 or whatever the Bears game was.
interesting.
Maybe 21-10 would even cover it. 24-10, 28-10. That would cover.
Interesting. All right, Groady.
I'm gonna drop a deuce on KC because I thought it was stupid that, like Joe said, the whole game they were talking about stupid ass Taylor Swift, and even the announcer was like, "Man, with the way they're playing, they're gonna have to have Taylor Swift at more of these games." Like,
Oh God, yeah. And now
Nobody
all
cared.
the Patrick Mahomes, Mrs. Mahomes' memes going around right now. Oh my God.
like it was like I said to one of the guys at my work. I said it wasn't like Travis Kelce went up to Holmes in the locker room and was like, "Hey, listen, dude, my new girlfriend's here. Like, I really need you to ball out against the Bears." No, they're like, "Dude, this team fucking sucks. Let's go out there, kick their ass." They did exactly that.
Yep. Yeah. All right. We got
The
a
deuce on them.
deuce on the Chiefs with that one. Commish.
I also have 2 points on the Chiefs.
He's dropping the deuce
Double
on the
deuce.
Chiefs.
From
I
Mears
also
Road.
have to drop a deuce on my head. Yes, a deuce is going to the Jets, Jets. Oh man, I got an echo of wah wah wahs with that.
wow.
I'm not confident, which is why I've dropped the deuce the way that I have. So
I'm just
that
glad
is
you actually. I was waiting for the max points on the Jets, but to hear that you're dropping a deuce on the Jets, I'm at least fine with that because it's
okay.
like
Thank
Stan said, it's possible they might not get the 9-point spread because the Jets do have it.
Their defense is the only thing keeping that team alive right now. All right, Skinnnns. You've got
They're 1
hot.
and 2.
Yes, but as a football team, I mean, like as a playable entity right now. You guys, so Skinnnns, you're gonna have Jacksonville hosting Hotlanta. What do you know about this game here with Hotlanta? I believe are they the favorites? Yes, no, the Jaguars favorites at home -3.
Yeah, Jaguars -3. The last 2 weeks, they've put up 17 points each against Houston and Kansas City. And then Atlanta, the last 2 weeks, they put up 6 against Detroit, and they put up 25 against the Packers. Sorry. Yeah, Jaguars defense, they've been 7th in rushing yards against per game, and we all know that that's what the Falcons' bread and butter is. So there's not going to be a lot of running room. If this game does open up to passing, we're looking at the Jaguars have 11th. They're ranked 11th in passing this year, and the Falcons are ranked 28th. And if they end up having to go to the air with Desmond Ridder, it probably won't be long until the Jaguars pull away. Jaguars, like I said, are 7th on defense, but the Falcons are 18th on defense in rushing per game, but they are 4th in passing yards against per game. But I feel like that's just because they turn everything into a running game against them. So I feel like if you do get to throw against them, it will be easier to do. Points scored per game, Jaguars are 21st, Falcons are 23rd, so that's pretty close. Yeah. But the Jaguars are 6 spots ahead of the Falcons on total yards per game. They're 11th versus Falcons 28th in passing yards. And they are 10th in time of possession in the league versus the Falcons 18th, despite them running as much. So I think the Jaguars know what they need to do. They're on a 2-game losing streak. and I think they're gonna button their stuff up. They were only a few big plays away from keeping this game against Houston close last week. There was just some errors on special teams, some errors on a couple deep drops that could have been caught. So I think the Jaguars opened it up against the Falcons this week. And despite this being a 3-point spread, which I hate betting the even spreads on 3s or 7s, I anticipate it moving to the Jaguars, and I'm dropping a 14 on them.
14. Wow. Okay. 14 points on the Jags. Groady.
So I'm going to be picking the Jags. One of the big thing that people talked about after that game was if Doug Peterson was calling plays. Said no, their offensive coordinator was, and it's just he's going to call plays forward, kind of like what Stan said. They needed to just catch a few balls. This game's actually in London, so Jags constantly going over to London. I think this will be their 10th game in London. Last time out, they
9-8.
Wow.
Sorry, they're 9-8 overseas. I shouldn't say just London, but yeah.
Yeah. Their last game was last year against the Broncos, and they lost 21-7. And based off of what I've seen, typically lost 2 in a row, 1-1. So that should be a win. I got 9 points on the Jags.
9 points on the Jags for that. All right, there, Commish.
10 points on Atlanta.
10 points on Hot Atlanta going the other way with that. I'm gonna agree with you all with the Jags, but I'm only gonna do 4 points on the Jags. Not a lot of confidence from me. Icehouse.
I'm taking 11 on the Jags.
11 on them Jags. Wow.
I have a quick question. Oh, it was a thing on CBS cast, I think, or something. Maybe, it was a question of how do you say Jacksonville team? How do you call it?
The Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Groady?
Jacksonville Jaguars. Sorry, I was looking at the fact.
Okay, Joe?
Jacksonville Jaguars.
I guess apparently we all call the Jaguars. That should be said, but because a portion of the population calls it the Jaguars.
Really? That's not how it's spelled though. Right?
I know.
I guess I don't know.
It's like, apparently there's not a small chunk or a small chunk that calls it the Jaguars.
What about you, Skinnnns? Say the full Jacksonville's football team name.
Jacksonville Jaguars. We're not British, okay? Jaguar is British. Actually, Jaguar is British.
Yeah, I was going to say, because our Jaguar, I would have figured most people would have been the way I enunciated it. Jaguar.
Jaguar is British. Jaguar is American, and Jaguar is my wife's side of the family.
Wow.
Wow. Throwing shots.
You mean to tell me no one actually calls them the Jags? No one calls them the Jags? It's just a thing?
No, for sure. They'll do.
They call, and the only reason I started really calling them that was because the old Atari system, a lot of people call that now they call that the Atari Jag. I don't know. I've heard that, so that's where I got that name from originally.
How much discussion is there going on about that old system?
It's a collector's. It's a collector's item. Is all it is. So, plus it made sense for Miles Jags. So that's I don't know. It made sense.
I'm not disputing that. I mean, I'm calling the Jags for short too, but
yeah,
it's just like I heard them talking about it, and apparently CBS made a video. And they went through the studio talking to different people, obviously different parts of the country. some of it was like 50-50. Half of them were like Jaguars.
That
Like,
is
what?
weird. I
Yeah.
have. I'll have to listen for that. I guess I've different accents.
I'll have to
for
ask
different
my
people.
electrician friends and find out how wired up Jaguars are.
Oh, so we'll wire up our drinks though for a second. Raise our glasses again to the Groady Glowster for winning in on the week. He's talking about the last game we want to put some details on, and that's the Denver Broncos playing against the Bears. What do you know about this one, Groady?
So the Bears and them have only played 16 times. They're tied 8-8. The last one was a win for Chicago. It was actually in 2019, the year after the year Vic Fangio took over the Broncos. So they actually had a defense. The Bears won on a last-second field goal, which Vic Fangio was pretty upset because there was something happened that the previous play that put them in field goal range. But yeah, the Bears won, spoiling his I think it would have been his first victory too. I think. Yeah, they won against him after he was their defensive coordinator. The great thing about this game is I was told there would be no defense. No defense.
No defense. Like
Despite the fact that the Bears are 32 and the Broncos are only 26, both these teams. Well, the Broncos for sure. They were actually supposed to have a decent defense this year, and they have just not been good at all. I mean, obviously, getting 70 points dropped on them. A lot of people asked Mike McDaniels why he didn't go for the record there at the end, and I honestly think the reason why he even let them drop the 70 on him was because of Sean Payton's comments on how he would have benched Tua for Teddy Bridgewater while he was an analyst. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be a shit show of a game. Honestly, I told a lot of people today, I said, the funny thing is, I said the Bears are probably gonna go in. It's gonna be like a 40-point game at the end, and people are gonna be like, the Bears offense is amazing and forget about 3 weeks. Somehow, it's gonna be the highest scoring game of the week because there's gonna be no defense. I actually because you guys were texting in the group chat, I actually was thinking about it with the speculations of what was going on with their defensive coordinator Alan Williams. I'm not going to say what the supposed alleged thing is that he was caught for, but I talked to a lot about people. Like, the team did not look right on Sunday, and I guarantee you, a lot had to do with the fact that they got raided by the FBI, questioned by the FBI. So hopefully this week they can rebound and actually look like a team. I'm hopeful for it. I think it's a 3.5-point favorite right now for Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Pick the Bears. I 12 points on it. I think the Bears could potentially either tie this game out and it ends in a tie, which would be hilarious. That's two terrible teams. Neither one get a win. I could also see the Bears, driving down last minute field goal and get the wins. Because it's at home. Denver's not a good team. They haven't looked good at all year. Russell Wilson is looking better, but not looking good enough. They've got a terrible offensive line. So hopefully the Bears defense can take advantage of that and get out with a victory.
I like it there. I like it. So that's you put 12 points on them Bears, huh? Yeah. All right, Commish. How about you? What are your thoughts?
7 points on Chicago.
7 points on Chicago was exactly what I had as well. I'm doing 7 points on Chicago. We go to Icehouse.
I'm just gonna put 1 point on Chicago. I don't like anything about this game. I just, forget it, man.
Man, forget
I'm
about
rooting
it.
for the Bears, obviously. So give me my point. And yay, let's go.
That's fair. We're all on Chicago's side here. Skinnnns, contrarian views.
Contrarian views. Despite the Broncos being pretty crappy most of the year, they're only half as crappy as Chicago on offense. They're 15th in points scored, 14th in total yards. They have a slight edge in time of possession. So I think they are completely embarrassed with what happened with them last week. So they'll come out playing ready to win a game that they can win. The Bears got 3 DBs that may be out. I know Eddie Jackson's probably out, and then Blackwell and Stevenson may also be out. Denver's been proven they can at least put up average numbers during the game, and the Bears just can't even. Their defense can't even be close to average. So, I like Denver for 9 points.
Denver, he does go with the contrarian. So I was in Wichita, Kansas not too long ago. And there are Denver fans mixed in with Chiefs fans throughout the entire area. But my Lyft driver going back to the airport, flying out of Wichita, is a Denver fan. And I liked his comment that he made during the ride. He goes, "This game has no real winners. The only winners are going to be low bar tabs at the end of the night as people start to go home early because they're just tired of watching a shit show."
Nice.
Yep. I think that's right there. All right. Go back up here. We got a little bit of some quick picks going down to quick picks. Groady, you got Cleveland hosting Baltimore with 2.5 favorites in Browns.
11 points on the Browns.
11 points on the Browns. Commish.
I got 12 on Baltimore.
12 on Baltimore. I will do Cleveland for the 10. Icehouse.
I think 5 on Baltimore.
5 on Baltimore. And then Skinnnns.
I had 11 on Baltimore, but now I'm going to match the Commish and put 12.
Oh, interesting there. Interesting. I like it there. Back up to the Commish. You got Cincinnati hosting Cincinnati, and the point favorite for that game, 2.5 points in favor of the Bengals.
So it's like a scrimmage against themselves?
Joe Mixon's going to be great. I have a
Smart Chase versus T. Higgins, baby.
Oh, God. Did I have Tennessee hosting Cincinnati? I'm sorry. But
I got 11 points on Cincy.
11 points on Cincy. I am also going to go to Cincy. Who is the previous Bear that is now playing for the Los Angeles Rams as an offensive tackle? And that last name Thomas? Zach Thomas?
Prior Cowboys tackle?
No, Bears. Former Bear. Former Bear offensive tackle who is playing for the Rams. All Cincinnati's radio guys would not stop talking about how weak this guy looked. And that's the reason one of the guys on Cincinnati had 4 sacks against Stafford yesterday, was because this Zach Thomas, whoever it was not able to block this guy. It was a very long part. Anyway, sorry. 9 points on Cincinnati for me. You got Icehouse.
I'll take a dozen on Cincy.
Dozen on Cincy. Skinnnns.
Yeah, I'm looking at plus 2.5 for the Titans. That just seems crazy.
No, 2.5 for the Bengals.
Even with Joe Burrow. What's that?
It's 2.5 in favor of the Bengals.
Yeah, plus 2.5 Titans. Oh, maybe I said it wrong. But yeah, I'm surprised the spread's that. I'm surprised it's that close either way. So Cincy. I mean, if Cincy can beat the Rams, how they did, I mean, the Titans have been abysmal. So yeah, give me 11 on Cincy.
11 on Cincy for that, and then Groady.
I got 10 on Cincy.
10 on Cincy. Going over to me, I've got Los Angeles Rams against Indianapolis at home. Indianapolis is -1 favorited on that one there. I'm going to go with throw me the whip for, let's see, 5 points for that. Icehouse.
Give me the Rams for 13.
Rams for 13. He goes Skinnnns.
I'll put 5 on. I don't even know who. Someone's going to get 5. I guess we'll just give it to the home team. I would think Richardson should be able to be back. So, yeah, why not? 5 on the Colts.
All right. Groady.
I got 15 on the Rams.
15 on Rams. Ooh, Commish.
15 for the Rams.
15 on them Rams. All right, moving down here. The New Orleans Saints hosting Tampa Bay Icehouse. Saints are favorited 3.5.
14 on the Saints.
Wow. 14 on them Saints. All right, Skinnnns.
Why I put 15 on the Bucks last week versus the Eagles, I have no idea. But I'm doing it again. This is going to be my last time if they let me down, but I'm putting money on the Bucks because they had Jameis Winston the last bunch of years. Right? Am I wrong? No. Yeah. So they should know what the hell's going on with Jameis. I'm gonna say Bucks, and I'll put a 6 on them.
6 are on the Bucks. All right, Groady.
I got 8 points on the Bucks.
8 points on the Bucks. Commish.
9 points on Tampa.
9 points on Tampa. I'm gonna do 6 points on Nolans for this. Go Taysom Hill. There we go. Let's see. So that was so Skinnnns. Oh, Skinnnns. This is you, of course. You get Philadelphia, of course. This is you hosting your Washington Commanders with Eagles being minus 8.5 favorites.
8.5. The Skins have kept every game close, minus that Buffalo one. But I would say Philly is semi-comparable to Buffalo, but these guys know each other. They play each other often. Can't come up with any other funny anecdote, but we all know Washington for 16.
Washington for 16. He's got it there. Groady.
I have Philadelphia for 3.
Philadelphia for 3. Commish.
Philadelphia for 3.
Philadelphia for 3. Skins, I'm doing max points on the Eagles because I pretty much need Jalen Hurts to score amazingly to win anything in the league right now. Icehouse.
Solid logic.
I'm gonna take 15 on Washington.
15 on Washington.
These
Wow.
are just gonna collapse completely. Keep it a close game, like somehow a division rival does.
Interesting. All right.
No, after the first quarter.
Back up to the top, Carolina hosting the Garbage Time King in Minnesota. Groady, you've got this game, and it is minus 3 or 3.5 in favor of the Vikings.
I got 5 points on the Vikings.
5 points on the GDK. Commish.
6 points on the Vikings.
6 points on the Vikings. GDK. I'm doing GDK as well. Go Garbage Time King for 8 points with their Icehouse.
And 9 on the Garbage Time King, baby.
9 on the King. Oh, Commish. Or not, sorry, not Commish. Skinnnns. What do you got here? Are you contrarian on this one?
I think I'm going to, just because there's Andy Dalton with the veteran knowledge. Adam Thielen will going against his old team. I don't know. I feel like there's a little more to it.
What happened to Bryce Young?
He
He's
was
out.
out last week. I assumed he might be out this week. For some reason, I thought it was a couple weeks.
He's useless anyways.
Yeah, and actually, the Panthers have the most the Panthers have scored was last week with Dalton, and they put up 27. Otherwise, they put up 17 and 10. So I think Andy Dalton can do a little thing, and Adam Thielen will want to stick to the Vikings. So give me 4 on the Panthers.
4 on the Panthers. 4 on the Panthers. Back up to Commish. You've got Pittsburgh going over to Houston with Pittsburgh being the favorited by 3 points.
8 on Pittsburgh.
8 on Pittsburgh. Say Pittsburgh as well. Team holds themselves together. Gosh, I don't really have a lot left here. 3 points on Pittsburgh. Icehouse.
We got 7 Pittsburgh.
7 Pittsburgh. Skins.
You got 13 on Houston.
13 Houston.
They've been very overperforming than how I thought they would, and Pittsburgh still looks like trash.
Interesting.
Give it to the home team for 13.
Do like that there, Groady?
We got 7 on Pittsburgh because I'm hoping with the way that TJ Watt's going, he gets 36 sacks or 34 sacks this year. He's averaging 2 sacks a game right now.
Wow.
Buddy.
That's awesome. I get Dallas hosting New England in a game that is probably the most you could say is America's game. Dallas is favorited by 7 points. I hate 7-point favorites. I'm only doing 1, and I don't want to pick any of these teams. I'll go Dallas just because they have better cheerleaders. Icehouse.
6 on Dallas.
Okay, 6 on Dallas.
Gotta come out
Skinnnns.
like a fucking ball, man. They ain't got no time for losing
Oh,
against
three
Arizona shit.
three on New England.
3 on Bill
No,
Belichick.
put one on New England.
1 on Bill Belichick, poor guy. Groady.
I got 7 on New England, or 6 on New England.
6 on New England. Commish.
4 on New England.
4 on New England for that one there. Yeah,
Getting some
right.
points.
Goes to Icehouse next. You got San Francisco hosting. Wow. This is that really a -14? -14. -14 in favor of the Niners.
3 points against. Wow.
3 points against my Skinnnns.
3 points on Arizona. They've been surprisingly plucky. So
It's not Arizona Skins. It's Tottenham.
give them their benefit of the doubt.
All right, Groady. What do you got up here, Groady?
I got 1 point on San Francisco.
1 point on the San Francisco. Commish.
1 point on San Francisco.
God, I really do want to go, wow. I mean, there was really a wow thing with it there, but I got to be logical about this. 11 points on San Fran. Last game of this one, Skinnnns. You get this one here. The New York G-Men hosting Geno's Eats Pizza. It's Battle of the Pizzas.
So I only have a 2-pointer left. And initially I was thinking Seattle, and I would like to do more than a 2. But they are typically bad against tight ends. So this could be what Waller needs to get going. And they're at New York. Seahawks are going all the way across country for a 7:15 Monday night. I'm going to put my 2 on the Giants.
The Giants are favored. Giants are favored 1.5? Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
All right. So you go on the G-Men with that one there, Groady.
I got 14 points on the G-Men.
14 on the G-Men. Commish.
14 points on Seattle.
14 points Seattle. Ooh, interesting. Dude, I don't think the Giants have it together. I'm 15. I want to go to the G-Men. I didn't think they were favored. No, I'm going to do Seattle. 15 points. Icehouse. What you got,
I have
Icehouse?
4 points on the Giants.
4 points on the, as the commission likes to put it, the New York Football Club. Very good, folks. Final scores of Around the Horn. We got Commish 40 points, Icehouse 41 points, Skinnnns 44 points, Groady up at the top with 59 points for that one there. I love this guy. I need to get the sounds going at some point here so you guys know when I'm actually adding these in. Thank you. All right, folks. That's all for this week. Good luck with your bets and everything. Make sure you click save. We'll see you around on the next one, folks. See you later. Bye-bye.